Down. Well, hey Jay, what's going on? It's been a while since I've seen you here. Bored. Okay, I guess I keep Twitter open. Just why not? I'd say I am okay. Not super happy, but not super sad either, I would say, personally. Okay. It's the wrong game. I don't know, the week's mainly just been interesting, just watching people talk about side order. While I haven't done too much. In contrast, like I haven't done that much. Guess it's alright though. Hey, Agent 4, what's going on? I'm guessing you don't have your Switch or Switch Online. That's probably why you can't play. I don't know. I guess I do tire control. The week hasn't been like super interesting. It's mainly just been a bit boring, and it kind of just feels like people are either ignoring me or something like that. It's just how it's been feeling the entire week. You're playing Saturday right now? Okay. I guess I still have like the no spoiler thing until March still. Just so people can actually 100% it. Hey Dom, what's going on? Nah, that's not you, bro. What are you talking about? There's two. You're another Jaden. I know you more personally. What are you talking about? I'm still dying. Okay. I guess like the week besides like I guess after Wednesday it's just like, well, not really Wednesday. I think yeah, from like Wednesday afterward it kind of like went down, but nothing bad happened. It was just boring. Like watching everyone else like play while I was just like sitting like studying for a quiz or a test or something, and, like that wasn't too fun. You need people to subscribe to your channel. I mean, you probably just want to make more videos that perform the same way that that video with 1.2k views did. That's probably what you want. Cannot jump. This week was okay for me, but I was playing Tyler. I almost threw my sister. Threw up. My sister got me medicine now. I mean, for me, the only real things that happened this week was having a conversation on Twitter that was a bit of an argument with like a guy who doesn't really care about what we're saying. Ruby bought Robux and was in online trying to get Robux for about 4 hours. So that felt a bit weird, like not having people talk. Not having people talk's just kind of been the main thing for the entire week. We're just like, what are they doing, kind of thing. So it feels a bit isolating in that regard. But yet again, it's always been like that. So, I don't know. They messaged me this morning. Ruby messaged me this morning saying that their phone doesn't work anymore. I tried to figure out, like, when I saw the message around like 11 a.m., I tried to figure out like some way with to figure out if I can unlock the iPhone somehow. But apparently it's a complicated process of having to reset the entire phone, and you have to know the Apple ID that the phone is even on just to even get to the point where you can unlock the phone or even find it, and then you have to reset it. So then she wouldn't have all her data. So her dad's working on that. So yeah, they forgot the password. That's what happened. Because they don't tend to remember. They don't tend to write down their passwords or stuff. Like it didn't break. They just forgot their stuff. So, their dad is working on it. I don't tend to forget my passwords since I always have to, because I always put them in. Like, I don't remember every single Google account password that I've used. But all I need to really know is my main Google account one. And just have my phone existing, and I can do pretty much anything. Bye, Jen. Thanks for being here, man. Tell Carly I said hi. Oh, I don't usually keep a book with my passwords, but I probably should do that. Like, that wouldn't be a bad decision. I kind of feel like how it's like another one of those moments where I feel like how my grandparents feel when I don't call them. Like they just feel terrible. So I gotta call them more because it just kind of feels like when you don't do something, or like when you know you don't do something, it kind of like comes back to you in a way. And then you realize, oh, so this is how it feels. So there was a person who actually probably cares about me right now. It'd probably be my grandma. Or, my mom. It'd probably be those people. Not really anyone else in my family. Yeah, you should. I mean, if I had a sibling here, it would be easy to do stuff. Like, there's no... Like, I don't have a sister. Mainly because of, like, family things. That my mom wouldn't be able to support another child because my dad wasn't really always there. So that's why I'm the only person who exists. So, there's no, like, Madison, which would have been the name of my sister who would have been born. Who could have been born, but they never, whatchamacallit. That never came to fruition. I'm the only person who got born, and I wasn't supposed to even exist. According to the doctor. Like, I wasn't supposed to be a possibility. So, kind of happy I'm here. I mean, I've been alive for about 17.5 years. I haven't really made too many friends. So, at this point, I'm mainly just looking for, like, I guess a wife at this point. That's mainly what I'm looking for. Just someone who I spend the rest of my life with and have children with, and now will probably be it. Plus do other stuff that I probably want to do, and make sure that she's happy, and the babies are happy, and that's about it. But that's gonna take a while, since I have to talk to people first before I can even get to any point like that. Hey, Zay, what's going on? To me, I'm gonna order a capture card for my Switch. I mean, I have. Hey, whatchamacallit. I have a capture card here. It might not always work all the time, but I at least have a capture card, you know. It somewhat gets heated. I will say. Ruby switched her name back from Ruby Edits to Ruby again. And the clan and their Nevermore clan hasn't been a thing for quite a while. So I think at this point, we might as well just drop it and just keep SC. Because I don't know if she's going to go back to it or not. Like, I have to ask her if she's still going to be maintaining her clan. Because it was an idea that she had. But then she just switched over to edits. And now we're back to Octoruby. And I don't know what the next thing is going to be. So, bit confused. Just play Super Smash Bros. Because you haven't played the game in a long time. So good at the game. That's a good idea. Plan on practicing talking to people in your life. I have a hard time talking to people. I mainly have a hard time starting a conversation, not necessarily talking to people. Excuse me. Unless I have like a brick wall experience, and it's not too hard to actually talk to people, at least from my perspective. It's not too hard to actually do it. Like, actually talking to people isn't too hard, I'd say. Like, unless it's like, whatchamacallit, having I guess an argument, then that will be different. How do I pull this up? I want to pull up this thread. I need to pull up this entire thread. But I gotta... Where are we going? Yeah, there we go. And just... No, not that. It's under here. I gotta scroll like a little bit by little bit here. Let me open up and change the screen display. At least to talk about like the argument I had earlier in the week on like Wednesday. Yeah, because I might just want to talk about it now, just so it's easy, just so it's kind of like easier just to explain like how I kind of felt after Wednesday. And into the next day, like when everyone else was on side order, while I was having the argument, and then I had to study. Like, personally, I would say wasn't too great. It's not like I probably would have wanted to play Styler at the start, but since I don't have the DLC, I can't really play it. Like, I have to ask my mom for it, and I want the Mario Kart DLC more than Styler, because Mario Kart DLC is fun, and it has the tracks that I want. So, I'd probably try to get that first. Then maybe the Smash Bros. DLC. Then maybe Civ 6 Anthology. Like, Sideorder is not the top of the list of DLC that I want right now. Like, I'm missing all the crucial DLC that I've been wanting for quite a while. I had a forestry field trip today. It was one of my top 10 Fridays. That's good for you, man. I mean, forestry is always pretty cool. Ruby is probably in the bed right now. I don't know. Technically, I know where they are, but I don't want to say anything. But yeah, I had this argument on Twitter earlier. Like, we were discussing whether the pandemic was over, and we did this over. And I started here after this guy made a post about like deaths not being pandemic levels, and then I had to correct him like twice because the definition, at least here, is based off transmission, not necessarily deaths. Deaths is more of an impact thing. And if I can find the rest of it, I wish I could. It's not from this one, it's from this post. And then we keep going on afterward. Gotta show the rest of the replies. And then I think it ended right around here because I kind of got bored. Once they posted this paper, yeah, I kind of ignored it. But we are having this discussion So they had to mention that they mentioned like here that we were in like, I didn't mean to click on that we were in an influenza pandemic, but I had to mention that it had exceeded its baseline. And that's so far, at least based on data from wastewater, that COVID currently doesn't have a predictable timeline over the course of a year, especially since 2022 had that summer wave, which 2023 didn't have. And 2023 is only the first year to follow the somewhat average pattern of everything else that happened. So we kept going on. So we kept going on and on about like the baseline. And the baseline technically is the lowest amount of cases. So like the baseline of infection is just how the lowest amount of people who are usually infected per day. So that's what I usually mentioned was increasing since 2022. So, but I wasn't talking about like overall. I was just talking about like the baseline. So we were having this argument, and this kind of like burned me out. Especially like when I actually go to like their actual profile, and especially when I go to look at their like likes or stuff. Like I scroll through this. Like if I scroll through this long enough, it kind of just doesn't feel right for me. Like, some of it is okay. But others is just like, we're trolling people. And I don't usually like this stuff since it's so common. And then, when I do have to like, talk to someone, it just feels like super, whatchamacallit, it feels super, like, frustrating. Because I remember in September, when I had to talk to, why is the stream lagging that much? Jesus. I remember in September, I had to Ruby messaged me like when I was at lunchtime, but mainly like before that, I was talking to someone else who was in Michigan, who has memory issues because they had COVID twice. But their family doesn't want to do anything to prevent it since it reminds them of 2020. So for me, for almost a month prior, like I had got my N95s in late August. I tested out my first one inside my bedroom to see how it would feel. Like have one on my face for like a few hours. It didn't feel too weird. And I was actually able to manage pretty well. Even though my mom at the time said like, maybe you should wear the lighter one. But I knew that the lighter one wasn't going to do anything for me, so I didn't wear that one. I wore the N95 like I wanted to. Like, I was trying to tell them, especially since I knew like they already had issues with Hirschsprungs, because they said that their classmates almost drove them to, I think, kill themselves in the previous year because they made them like ignore their condition or something. Like I was always like I tried to tell them that they needed to like sanitize stuff, open windows, and have a good quality mask if they didn't want to get sick a lot this year, because I kind of already knew that. Okay, they already have brain issues. They already have that. And they already have Hirschsprung. I don't want them to have more things later on, because then if they have even more brain issues where they can't remember, then that means they could be abused very easily. And I don't want that to happen for them, since I want them to be able to at least live a good life, because that's what I wanted. I'm not completely sure. I'm playing Smash Bros. Right now. I don't think I want to do it. I mean, I could, but I don't think I want to. I guess back to the conversation. Like, yeah. But yeah, I talked to them. Like, what I mean, like, when they have memory issues, just like, when they open up Discord, they don't even remember that they even had it open like 20 or 30 minutes later. That's how bad their memory is from it. And it's only been bad afterward. So, I wanted them not to have future issues because, at least at that time, I already kind of knew. That time would have been like 6 months ago. I already knew that, okay, there are people who are like bedridden. Who are bedridden from COVID and can't like get out the bed. Like they need full like care, support for them. They can't do anything by themselves. Like they could technically eat. They could technically eat if the food is like spoon fed to them, but it's very hard for them to exercise, especially since I have a teacher. I had a teacher in junior year who had long COVID, because he used to be able to exercise a lot, but now he can't because of it, and he was out for the entire early part of the entire first like trimester of the school year because of it. He has to go to the doctor twice a week now, and it's very hard for him to actually do stuff. Like he still talked about stuff, yeah, but he still talked about stuff. He didn't wear a mask, which didn't make sense to me because you're already very screwed up. Like your next one could easily kill you. But don't know. Like I already saw it in him, so I already knew like, yeah. And plus, like, there's other people. Not like always bedridden, because some people get sick more, because some people have immune system damage where they get sick more often, and where if they had like a previous infection or something like that, they have COVID and then it erases all that immunity, and then they have to probably get vaccinated again. Or an opportunistic infection, just jumping on people. Like I had this guy in my class right now who's been coughing out his lungs for about since we got back from December. But he had COVID in September, but ever since like we got back from winter break, he's been coughing pretty bad. But he hasn't been, I know he's not sick. Like I know there's something wrong with his actual lungs. That's why I actually asked him, like, you should probably get your lungs checked or your heart checked, because you probably have issues that you need to get addressed. Because it sounds this bad, and it sounded worse today than it did just a few days ago. But it's been a consistent thing. Besides everyone else, like, either getting sick or, like, the guy behind me in marine science class yesterday feeling like he was about to die in the middle of a quiz. Like, it's terrible. There's someone who lost their ability to smell. Yeah, like, that's one thing. That's one thing. But it can be permanent, since it does get into the brain via the blood. That's why even though it spreads through the air, not most likely, but most prevalently, like, unlike diseases like the flu and other like respiratory viruses, COVID isn't a respiratory virus because it gets into the blood and affects other parts of the body. Especially since it's being found in places like bone marrow, which are responsible for like helping you heal. Like it reduces the T cell count that you have in your body, which is useful to fight stuff like cancer, for example. And it's found inside internal organs, including the brain. And it's changed, like, the people's brains who have had it before. They don't act the same, and they skip over stuff since they have brain damage in some areas. Like, that's not a respiratory disease. That's not a respiratory disease at all. Because a respiratory disease would only be present in your lungs and your respiratory tract. You wouldn't find it elsewhere. And there's no real cure for it. That's also the big issue. And it's only been like, what, 5 years? No. Hold on. It's been 4 years since 2020, but technically, if you count the first like reported like official case in November of 2019, if you count all the years since then, it's technically been 5 years of this. Now, granted, right, deaths and hospitalizations are down. Hospitalizations can be a bit debated since they did change the criteria, and not everyone is tested now, like in a hospital. Same things with deaths. They're not all. Then they were never all going to be able to be counted. But from that perspective, they have gone down mainly due to like number one thing being vaccines and then like antibodies from infection. Although now that I'm thinking about it, it's since there's no real immunity to it, and it does strip immunity from other things that you caught before, it kind of feels like a self-fulfilling cycle in a way. Because especially with measles starting to come back now. You have a Switch but never played Splatoon. Splatoon, is it good? I would say it's good, yeah. Especially since like measles is coming back, like bigfold, which is the most contagious disease on Earth, by the way, and also wrecks the immune system, but at least it kills a lot of people. But at least after infection, usually there's a strong like immune response if you encounter it again, simply because it leaves a strong scent. Like, it leaves a strong marker on the immune system. So if it does come back, your immune system tries to snap it out as early as possible. But now, like, since COVID exists, it's like, okay, you had a full measles vaccination earlier in your childhood. You probably get your COVID infection with a chance of removing that entirely. You get measles, which also hurts your immune system. So, by that point, you're probably immunocompromised, so you can't, like, take in a vaccine anyway, since there's no immune system to really train off it. So that's kind of the main thing where have like an issue. It's like an issue, at least for me, because like, if that's the case, there's no real immunity then. There wouldn't be any real immunity then. Because every time, if you get infected with measles, like, your immune system, the other stuff gets weakened. And then if you get a COVID infection, like, right after that, it can remove your immunity to measles, so you repeat the cycle. Like, it doesn't sound like a very good thing for people in the long term. Like, that kind of scares me. Jesus, I broke this thing. Why does it say Ruby on my community? Moonlight Gamer, YT is on Ruby's channel? What do you mean? Here in Brazil, the game costs 250 reais. I don't know how to say that correctly, but I think at least in the US it translates to about $60, just about, give or take. What did I drop? I dropped my controller. That's what I dropped. I dropped my controller. A different controller? You're sad? Yeah. But yeah, considering all of that, it kind of just makes me, concerned, like, just thinking about it. Because I know stuff will probably get bad. Like, especially if, especially considering, in schools, like in grade schools, like, infections are kind of rampant. And we do know it affects the brain, so it hurts people's ability to do cognitive tasks. Like, it makes it a lot harder to do it. Like, I don't think it's mentioned how much that's gonna affect those younger children. And those who are still in school. Like, I don't think people are really talking about that. Like, maybe it's not just that the kids don't want to learn. Maybe it's that they physically can't do it. Which is even more scary than them not wanting to do it. Like, maybe, like, they're having issues even doing it because they're finding it harder to actually concentrate due to brain issues. Because it's also an issue in kindergartners who are just getting in. Like, that's kind of an issue. Because we kind of need people to be, you know, astute and up to date if we want to get anything done. Like, especially, like, for planes and stuff. Because there's more stuff about stuff on planes going wrong. Not necessarily because the planes are crashing, but when planes are inspected, windows are not sealed properly, stuff is missing. Like, I don't think it's gonna be like COVID hurts people's brains so much where it causes plane crashes everywhere. It's gonna be something where people skip stuff on the checklist a lot more often. They skip steps in the maintenance checklist or at work or when they're driving, and that leads to stuff like, and that leads to more car crashes because people don't pay attention. It leads to airplane problems because people didn't check to make sure everything was actually secured. It leads to issues at school because people can't process everything, so they need more stuff to be taken slow at a time. Like, that's an issue. Like, that's a real problem. It's like, even if you're like an artist, for example, like, you need to be able to like make relationships between colors and lighting so you can make good art. If you can't really discern how to do it, and your brain is having issues just like doing tasks and like having more typos, like when you're typing stuff, like, that's a big issue. My uncle didn't believe COVID existed. I think he does now, but he used to not believe it was real. Yeah, Brazil was kind of crazy when I saw those protests in 2021. Like, I can't say like COVID isn't real, because at least for me, right, I remember like seeing the mass graves being dug on television. Like, I remember that. Like, that's not something that I can easily forget, right? Like in you when they were burning bodies of in like the mass graves with refrigerated trucks here, like that. At least seeing that on TV, you can't like forget that. It's not something easy to forget. Because even people who are... Because even, like, the people who were, like, some people who, like, seemed very healthy, who were, like, exercising and everything, like, they... Like, some of those, like, a decent amount of those people are disabled now. Especially, like, looking at disability statistics, right? Ever since COVID got here, the disability rate has skyrocketed. like the disability rate is skyrocketing, and that's just a big issue. Now we have President Lula. This president go to jail in 2016. Didn't they lock him up on false charges though? Like, I think they did lock him up on false charges. Like, I think the United States did a coup inside of Brazil, and that's why he got locked up. It wasn't because he actually did anything horrible. I think the other like bad part, right? At least especially like in the heart of the pandemic in terms of deaths, for example, like stuff like personal protective equipment and stuff like respirators, for example, that was very hard to find, and especially since the government just stockpiled everything, it didn't get to people. Like, the majority of people were just wearing surgical masks, which kind of work-ish, but they're uncomfortable, and they have air that leaks out the side, so they fog up glasses and stuff. So they're not really that good at stopping airborne transmission. Like, when a lot of people are wearing them, they do have an impact. It's just not the best impact. But even with that, it was still enough, combined with other measures, to like make the flu almost not be a thing for an entire year, and we even got rid of one entire flu strain. So like, when I see on Twitter at least, right, when people say usually masks don't work, it's like, no, they definitely did. They definitely helped. Like, the flu isn't that infectious, so I think it's a lot easier. I think it was a lot easier. But if we can get rid of an entire flu strain, like entire flu strain, so we only have to use 3 in the vaccine instead of 4. Like, that's really good. Like, the burden from like respiratory deaths compared to where it should be is down. The thing that's mainly keeping everything else up right now will be COVID. If COVID wasn't there, deaths would be down. Like, excess deaths will be down by a decent amount. Car crashes and stuff like that too. You know, like, COVID also makes those things worse. And other diseases. Like, it makes them worse. But if it wasn't there, and we like also did better stuff, well, not better stuff, but if it wasn't there, like, excess deaths would be like almost non-existent. Because the majority of excess deaths now, where people are dying more than where they should be, is in younger people. It's not in like the 45 to 70, like 64 age demographic. It's not in that demographic at all. Mainly, I think it's mainly due to like other respiratory diseases are down. Like, they're killing a lot less than where they should be. But it's around normal since COVID brings it up to about a 2% excess death level. But if you remove that, there's less deaths. I have not played Victoria 3, but I should. If you have any, if you have like a tutorial on it, you could send it. I would love to see one. What's also interesting though, right, is that most COVID tests now, at least I think people don't understand like the difference between a PCR test and a rapid test. Especially considering, and especially also, a lot of the tests are also expired and they're not updated to track new variants. So, like, rapid testing especially has a very high false and negative rate. It's hard to play, I say. I mean, even if it's hard to play, like, send a tutorial or send a video on it, and I'll probably watch it later. Because I'm interested. Because I know it's a historical game. But yeah, most tests are from, like, 2022. They're not really built to pick up stuff like, to pick up new variants like JN1. They're not built for that. So, and especially also, you have to take the tests. You have to take 2 tests, like 40 hours apart, on like the 4th day of symptoms. Like your 4th day of symptoms, a certain way where you have to swab your mouth in 4 different locations, just to eliminate the chance of like a false negative. Like you have to do so much just for a COVID test to even work properly. Like it's so stupid. So people are spreading it, even if spreading it thinking they don't have it, even when it's just like the test just doesn't work. Which I can't blame people for. I can only really blame the government on that one. Is this guy right here? No. I drowned. Oh my god. So the difference between like a rapid test like a rapid test and a PCR test, right? You found a tutorial? Yeah, you can send it. If YouTube allows you to. Yeah. The difference between a rapid test and a PCR test is a rapid test tells you whether you are infectious or not, while a PCR test tells you if you have COVID at all. Those are 2 completely different things. You could have COVID and not be super infectious. Or you can feel like you don't have it at all. Well, not at all. Well, yeah, you can feel like you don't have it at all, or it feels like mild symptoms like the fever's gone away. But you make the rapid test go bright red in a few seconds. How bright red the test is a really good indicator of how infectious you are. Like the longer it takes for you to get a test result back, probably the less infectious you are. Because technically, if you get a really bright test, you can infect like 50 people very easily. Whereas if you have like a very faint test, you're still positive, but you may only infect like 1 person because your viral load is super low. This also applies for like whether you get sick or not too. Because if you are exposed to a high viral load of any high viral load, you will probably get infected. Whereas if you're exposed to a little bit, you're probably not going to get infected. So probably just like passing by someone when like you have like a mask or something and in a well-ventilated area, you probably won't have that much exposure. But if they were like coughing right behind you, or all the air is moving towards you because you are sitting next to a door or something, your exposure rate will be a lot higher, so it's more likely that you get sick because of that. I need to sleep. I am not too good today. Goodbye. Alright, thanks for being here, Robson. I guess I can 1v1 you. But yeah. This basically applies to basically anything though. The more exposed you are to any disease, the more likely you too will become infected by it. That's just kind of how it works. Like the entire point of mitigation for basically any disease is lowering your exposure rate so you're not likely to get enough of the pathogen to get sick. Like that's the plan at least. Like, lower it down as much as possible. Oh my god. What's my favorite game? It's probably Splatoon 3, if I'm gonna be honest. I think this is right here. Yeah. Let me pull it up. The source is from CDC Wonder. I want to find the official website. Let me, I want to find the official website of this. Someone did compile the data into like a bar graph though, and I do kind of want to show it. Your favorite game is Mario Wonder? I still don't have that game. Guessing you have a password. Don't know what the password is. I'll do screen display in that time though. But yeah, this is like the pre-pandemic baseline. Where's Epic Pen? I don't have this thing on my screen. There we go. Finally. But yeah, deaths from COVID is different than with. This is explicitly from. So in 2023, you can see it's lower than where it was in 2022 and the years before that. Could be like changes in reporting, but in general it's lower now than it was, which is a good thing. The infection rate and the disability rate is still terrible, but at least the deaths and hospitalizations have gone down. Or at least from respiratory illnesses up here, you can see like, especially after 2020, it's really been lower than where it should be. And it's mostly being made up for by COVID. Like this right here is being made up mostly by COVID and other stuff here. Like accidents as well. Like the majority of stuff from all, like excess from all disease is majority being made up from this. So 46 excess disease deaths, most of that. Almost all that excess is COVID. The majority of everything else is not killing that many people. And I think he also like posted a graph especially for like people who were in that demographic I mentioned earlier. Oh dang, I gotta open up my phone. But yeah. Hey Ninja Storm, what's going on? Welcome to stream. But yeah. At least from that graph, the majority of like current deaths, the majority of like excess deaths are not from other respiratory diseases. It's mainly just COVID carrying the excess death count, which is the bad part. Alright, hold on. Blank screen. Which is the bad part. But if we can work on like bringing that number down, that's gonna be much better for everybody. Okay, I'm in the room now. This is side order music, I guess. Yeah, this is probably side order music. I think only in like the US, at least from what I know, I think only in the US there is, well, not only in the US, but at least from what I know, mainly in the US is where like the mask charities are. So if you need to get like a mask for free, like that was high quality, you would DM those people in like your local area for them. And that's how you get it. you could get it without having to spend like a buttload of money. Like for decent mass, like for N95s or even better stuff, it's like 20, 30, or $40 a pack. It's quite expensive. I can find a video though that has good prices. The guy in the video actually explains it quite well. I have to leave a link to it in the description, but I'll try to find it on like in the meantime. Well, Nintendo always does a good job with their music. Like Nintendo just does a good job with their music in general. I did just do a good job with their music. So they always fit the environment that they build around. Alright. But yeah, they tend to make music. They always tend to make good music. Not always good multiplayer music per se, but they always usually make good single player music. Yeah, like the music is always usually pretty good. Although I never played Tears of the Kingdom. Like they always have they always try to make the music feel like you actually know where it's coming from. Like it always has the atmosphere to it that one will want. Like it always has that atmosphere. Hold on guys, I'm looking at PMC right now. I'm looking for videos. Ooh, I died. It's alright though. Dude, I just want the video to end. There you go. Oh my god. Dude. Let's get this video to end, man. I can't click on his name again. I gotta click on... There we go. Now I can actually search for the video I need. What specifically would you want me to listen to? And what specifically? Which one me to listen to? And making a conclusion about. Is this the video I want to watch? I think so. Yeah, this video is probably good. I need to find more stuff. This is good. I gotta find the other stuff I wanted to look at. In the meantime. No, that's not what I wanted. Got it. Alright, hold on. Where is it? Or is it in my like messages? I think it might be. It might unfortunately be in my like messages, and I don't like that. I don't want to search through my like messages. It's gonna take too long. It's gonna take too long to do everything. Once again, I gotta scroll through the likes. I'm gonna go take a shower real quick. See if you're still live by the time I'm done. I should be. I'm not really going anyway. I guess I just show everything when you get back. Because I know you'd probably like seeing this. The opening theme and the music in caves at the beginning of the game. Okay. Where is it, man? Where is it? Yeah, this is what I was looking for more. Yeah. Oh wait, you beat me. Oh, that's unfortunate. GG. Yeah, the music is good, I'd say. Dude. Oh. dude. Ah. Why does my skin smell? Yeah, I can't get rid of the smell of my nose. Underneath my nose. It just always smells like food. I wish it didn't always smell like that. Ah. Itchy. You should if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's really up to you. It's really up to you, I would say. Yeah, but yeah, it's really up to you, I would say. Oh, that doesn't kill. Yeah, that's right. I guess I get that up. Yeah. I should have actually got that kill, but I keep screwing up. Like, I keep jumping into the shots and I keep going. I keep dying. I don't have Yeah, I don't have an easy way to actually move. Yeah, I think I'll lose again. Like, yeah, I lose again because I screw up. I mean, I probably should have expected that to come when I lost like that first engagement. Probably should have actually expected that, but oh well. Good game. I don't know. I'm kind of screwing up kind of bad. Two. 40 minutes? Sure. I should probably still be on by then. Why do I keep dropping down? Like, I keep running into this issue. Yeah, I keep running into this issue where the enemy just gets away from me when I should be able to easily crush everything, but I'm not crushing it because I kind of suck. think less effort actually makes more sense. Because I don't really put too much into actually fighting. And I can't go Booyah Bomb. It's also another issue. Oh, come on. Yeah. Like, I'm having issues killing, but I can't. I should be able to do it normally. No. What? Dude, what? I got crap tanked from the sky, man. That's crazy. The sky crap tank hits differently. I didn't know sky crab tanks were actually good in this game. Apparently they are, because you can't really shoot them. Oh no. You hope you don't get copyright? From what? What do you hope you don't get copyright from? I can't do. I can't kill it. I feel like every 1v1 now is just like I keep losing. But I keep signing up to do it every time, so I don't know if I'm fooling myself here that I keep losing. I mean, it's not as bad as it could be. I could be getting destroyed. GG. Well, not GG, good game. Maybe try using Reef? I mean, these weapons play completely differently, I guess. I'm just losing, as usual, so I gotta fix that. I keep making the same mistakes, so I can't. It's kind of hard to fix that. Reef versus bow. Well, you might be a managing mod. That's probably what it is. Like, you might just be a managing mod. You just finished F-099? Nice. I think you wanted to join. This is still a 1v1 now. I don't know what I'm going to be doing after this. I haven't decided. Oh, there you go. Oh no, I'm kinda just dead. Excuse me. Ah, that wasn't too good. Oh wait, you already have all the gear maxed out already. I mean, to be fair, you were sitting on chunks, so it makes sense.
Gonna go to bed?
Okay. Good night, Jaden. Oh, I'm dead. Okay. Dude, what? Reef Slider doesn't kill. Tired. Got him. I keep making a mistake of popping roof slider. I keep making that mistake. I think I did. I think I won that. I'm not sure. It's 11 p.m. for you? I believe you're in Central Time then. Yeah, I believe you're in Central Time. I'm dead. Oh, welcome back for. Well, I gotta do better. Lag? I wasn't lagging, at least on my end. I don't think I was lagging. Oh, I'm dead. Uh-oh. I don't have enough time to heal. I should have been paying attention to that. I don't know, my back kinda hurts. Okay. I think I still lose though. I don't think it's enough. Yeah, I know. I downloaded some of them. I downloaded some of them. But yeah, this is what I was talking about mainly. Like, this is just like a brief overview of like some stuff from Long, but this is like the main, like some of the main ideas of it. Like the main ideas, well, from like all the different parts of the body that it does affect. Like, I'll leave this up here for a little bit, and then I'll link this video over here that I have into the chat for you to watch if you want to. I think that article got released today. I'm not completely sure. But it affects everything. So, that's why it's always important that I try to keep bringing it up. Booting up the game. Alright. I still don't know when the 1v1's going to end though. So. Oh no, I'm dead. So, I'm not sure what we're doing after this. It's probably gonna be more 1v1s. Since these 1v1s tend to last a very long time. That's a 90. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. That was a 90. It gets consistently hard to get a Like, it's consistently hard to get a 135. At least for me, because if you do miss one shot, it's basically useless if you're not close to them. Like, 90 from afar is okay, but because of the way this weapon is designed, it's actually quite terrible. What's the code? It's all 2s if you want to join. Oh, come on, man. The wall didn't go up fast enough for what I needed it to go up to. I'm dead. I keep walking into this, man. It's not good. It's not good for me. I keep walking into the enemy. Oh, come on, man. I could have got that. I keep thinking I could have get it. I could have gotten the kill, but I keep failing. Like, miserably. It's not good. Like, it feels quite embarrassing, like, losing like that. Especially to, like, a splat bomb. A splat bomb kill to the wall. It just feels embarrassing. Because that shouldn't happen. But it does. To be fair, this stage is kind of heavily charged with favorite anyway, since it's an open, it's more open. Besides the tiny walls on the two sides, Boofin is more open than most maps are. Typically. So, if I'm gonna push in, I have to be extremely slow. Which I might not always want to be very slow, but I think I might have to be, I'm not sure. But I keep failing. Now, in online games, I probably wouldn't get cooked like this because people are positioned differently. But it kind of just shows like how in 1v1s I kind of suck at getting a movement advantage. Like, it takes me a while just to get a kill. That should normally only take about 1 second if this was an actual game. For it to be something that matters. But it's taking me about 10 seconds just to do, like, one thing, which is terrible. And not good. Like, I guess some cool kills here and there. But for the majority of, like, I guess, like, the 1v1s, at least, like, especially recently, besides having one, like, good game, I've mostly just been playing like garbage. At least for how I feel, how I've been playing. I feel like I'm not doing good. For where I should be. I just don't feel like I'm doing good. Now, it could be better. If I practice more. I just don't feel like I'm playing well. For where I should be. Good game. Yeah. That game was a disaster because I died 15 times. Do you guys want to talk about anything while I'm still here? Or do you guys have nothing? Because, I mean, I can talk about stuff. Last one? Okay. But yeah, I have time to talk about stuff if you guys want to bring up anything. Just not side order, and that's it. But you have anything you want to talk about? Oh. That kind of puts me in a bit of a dilemma since I don't really know what I want to talk about. I guess I could try and talk about maybe like an event for the channel. I said the code was all 2s before. It's just all 2s. So just put in the number 2 4 times. But this is about to end anyway. Unfortunately. Oh, you're playing Slosher. Oh. It's alright. I was thinking for that Christmas and July event, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to make it work. I don't even know how to draw yet, so I'm not completely sure. Well, no. I do know somewhat how to draw. I just don't draw very well. At least how I feel. I don't feel like I draw very well. You've been interested in guns lately? I guess which kind of guns? I mean, you are sent to like a, I guess a gun shooting range a lot of the time. I guess what do you like about them? Since I don't really know what you like about guns specifically. I still shoot a BB gun, but we're going to get a membership to a place so I can shoot a rifle. Interesting. I like guns because it's really fun to go out and shoot out. Go and shoot, and it's just pretty interesting to see all the different types of guns to me. Yeah, I would say that's a pretty good reason. I mean, if it's a recreational activity, I guess that's fine. I wouldn't really know though, because we don't really do too much of that here. Like, I've never seen a gun in person. I haven't seen a gun in real life. That's not something I've seen before. Well, I've seen like I've seen like I've seen guns in real life, yes, but not like but not up close. Like I haven't seen one up close before. The only time, well, no, I didn't even see one at school, so I only really seen most through like a lens on the phone screen. I haven't seen that much. Like I've heard one before, but I haven't seen it. I've definitely seen a BB before. At least one time. Where's my phone? Is my phone battery low? It probably is. That's why. Yeah, it is low. I've seen guns a lot since my stepdad's obsessed with them. Oh. I mean, for me, I haven't really seen stuff like that. My eyes are burning me, man. You know, I haven't actually, well, I could try and start digital drawing, but I'm not quite too sure if I'm gonna like what I'm gonna be making. Because if I don't even like what I'm making, there's no real point to making it. Like at least with some of the music I make, like I like it. Even I like some of it, even if it's terrible. I like it to a degree. You're doing a private battle? There's only one person in here. I guess I joined the room. Oh, no, someone else is making this room. Seen plenty because my dad was in the army, so he's got a lot. I mean, my father was in the police force, but he doesn't live with me, so I don't know. I haven't really seen guns. But yeah, usually when I try to make art, it's usually dunked on pretty early, so I don't usually try to pursue it. In the future, that's not something I tend to do. Oh yeah, that's side order gear. Sometimes I just question if I just sound naturally depressed all the time. Like, I think sometimes I might actually be naturally, I might just actually sound like just a naturally depressed person. Well, at least to my mom, is usually like when I speak, I usually always sound like something's usually wrong. At least to her, anyway. You like my voice? Thanks. I mean, I don't think I sound depressed. I just think like when I don't feel like super happy, it sounds that way. As I definitely think I have times where I feel happy. I definitely think I have those times. And it's definitely noticeable. I just think like when I'm sad, it's a lot more noticeable. Since the entire voice tends to change more. This is okay. It's Terror Force, so I'll play this. That's not what I want. I get to play that. Oh, you're playing Tri-Slosher. The tactical version. You're back? Alright. Your voice just sounds chill to me? I mean, well, yes, I do tend to be more laid back. I just noticed when I do talk, it usually doesn't always sound happy. It just usually sounds like I'm just either chill or slightly sad all the time. what's today? Today is, well, February's pretty much almost over. Tomorrow is the 25th, which will be, no. Right now it's Saturday. Tomorrow will be the 25th. Yeah. Sunday's the 25th. Monday's the 26th. Tuesday is the 27th. Wednesday's the 28th. Thursday's the 29th. Friday's the 1st. Then it's March 2nd, 3rd, and then Ruby's birthday is on a Monday, which is kind of unfortunate because it could have been on a Friday or something like that, but it'll be on a Monday this year, which will be the first day of the 3rd trimester for me, which, I mean, after about 3 weeks I'll have off anyway, and then it'll be another 3 weeks of school, and then I'm basically out. So I gotta find a reason to do service hours within that time, and then I also have to just make sure that all my grades are up, and that's about it. Also, technically, I have to start on a PowerPoint this week. You sound sad? I mean, yeah. I tend to sound that way. Although I was disappointed with how I was playing, which is, I think it's just a typical thing, because I know I can beat you, but every time it's just I just make a dumb mistake. I usually make miscalculations, which turn into dumb mistakes, and we always lose. For that reason. So, well, I always lose for that reason. It's usually the small cuts that get me more. You have to take pills? Like what type of pills? I'm guessing. People say that I always look angry. I mean, I don't really know what that will look like. I haven't seen a person that just naturally looks angry. I've seen people who naturally look sad, but not people who naturally look angry. Oh, okay. I should have paid attention. Yeah. I believe this is your 3rd time being sick. At least in the past, like, few weeks since you've been here. I wouldn't say I look sad. I sound sad, but I wouldn't say I look sad. Like, I think I actually look neutral. I actually look neutral most of the time. Like, to look like I'm genuinely happy, I actually have to open my mouth. But even when I try to smile with my mouth closed, it looks like I'm smirking. And it looks a lot more menacing than it actually is. Because I realize I can't smile with my mouth closed. Because it either looks like my normal expression, but my mouth is tilted the other way. or it just looks like I'm full of myself. Which I guess is technically a smile, but not really. Not really a smile, if you ask me. I'm always kind of glaring and not smiling. It just says I have that face. I mean, yeah. I guess that makes sense, right? It would be how your face could be configured. Oof. Like at least for me, like emotions are usually easy to tell. They might not be super expressive, but at least they're somewhat easy to tell what emotion you're currently feeling. I wouldn't say it's good to use my eyes as like a judgment to how I feel though, because one of my eyes looks off into the distance while one is actually kind of focused. So I don't think it's easy to tell my actual expression when people can only see my eyes. They need to see the entire face for them to actually see. Well, not really the face, but if they see like my forehead moving or anything, that's more of an indicator of how they can tell, like, my emotion. I am doing not so great. I should probably be playing a bit better. I was playing a bit passively there. I mean, I wanted to do this stream mainly because I haven't really talked to too many people, so reading like chat's usually a big thing of the day. At least for me, it's usually a big thing of the day. Oh, you're not good at telling other people's emotions? That can be good and bad. I would say more bad because you don't know how people are actually feeling. It's not easy for me to tell someone's emotions over a screen. It's very easy for me to tell their emotions when I'm actually like, physically next to them. It's much easier to actually see their emotions. But even I stare weirdly at people. And that's something that's kind of hard for me not to do. Tired. Why is that gonna have to be, bro? Honestly, I think Splatoon 3 may get another DLC. I feel like it may actually be possible for it to get another DLC. Because, like, the Salmon Run thing, it might, like, that's the last stage, right? But the actual premise of Salmon Run feels like there's an unfinished story there. Like, it definitely feels like it needs a storyline of some way. Because we already have, all the stuff from the previous games, almost. That's almost come back. Almost everything's back now. Like, we have all the plazas. We have all the shopkeepers, except Krusty. Like, the only real thing that's missing is really the salmon stuff. At least a salmon lore. Not salmon lore, but a salmon storyline. That's something we don't have in the game. It's the one part of the game where I think the DLC would actually kind of need to either maybe be its own separate game, or would actually need to be a much larger DLC than Octo Expansion or even Side Order was. Alright, Agent 4. It's okay. But if, like, that takes more time, I feel. Like, a story mode for Salmon would probably need to take more of the Zelda route in terms of how the worlds are outlined compared to how Splatoon currently does it. Since the majority of Splatoon levels, no matter what it is usually you're doing platforming. Like a platformer stage. I'll open up the room again. Yeah, I'll open up the room. But, almost every single Splatoon single player has been, you are a character and you are fighting on stages that are floating in the middle of the sky. That's basically been every single Splatoon stage. They're all designed like that. You are on a prism, a box, a bowl, or some map that's surrounded by a gigantic abyss. Whereas Salmon Run is not that. It's, you are surrounded by water, but that's not the same thing as an abyss. There's actually land underneath there. Like Salmon Run, at least as a concept, if they were to do DLC for it, would actually need to have some sort of water element in there, and can't just be the same floating on a platform type levels. It would have to be something different. It would have to be something different simply because of how salmonids are designed and where they come from. Like that DLC or story mode game, when that does come out, will have a lot more cinematic stuff than practically anything that the game has had so far. Like that would actually need, would need a decent story to make anything make sense, I feel. You were talking with your mom? That's okay. Welcome back to both of you two. But yeah, if they were to do some sort of salmon storyline, it would need to have a lot more actual story than all the other Splatoon game modes have had. They need more story along the way. So, they can't just have it where you have story in the beginning, some story in the middle, and then more story at the end, but still limited. Like, they need more story all around. If they were to do a salmon thing, because it would need to be, you need a beginning, you need a solid middle for it to even work, and then you'd need, something, and then you need like side stories that connect to the main story to make it interesting. That way there's replayability. It's not the same story over and over again. It changes based on what you do. Although at that point, I think you're not even going to be playing as the Inklings anymore. You're probably only going to be playing as the Salmonids. If you need a story that complex. Like, Salmonids would definitely need a decent story. No, I'm dead. But yeah, I want some Salmonid storyline. Because I feel like it would need it. Like, it's the only part of the game that hasn't really been delved into. Like, they could make, whatchamacallit, they could make more storylines like around, I guess, Deep Cut and everyone else. They could do that. It's just the salmon part is the only thing there I think that they're actually kind of missing something. Yeah, like, Deep Cut really does need a backstory. Like, there are definitely things in the game that need backstory. Deep Cut will be one of them. I think everyone else already has a sufficient backstory. Like, we don't have Agent 4 yet. Technically. There is no Agent 4. We don't have them as a, we don't have them anywhere in the storyline, really. Mr. Gris could always come back in another universe. He could always come back. But not sure. Like, at least for, like, the salmon, right? Like, they could literally have a, they could literally have a salmon-based story where Deep Cut have a background given to them. Agent 4 has a background given to them. And the Salmonids have a background given to them, and they could all technically fit it in. Like, remember that, if you guys did watch the stream, remember that creature from the Krusty Krab game I showed you guys? Like, remember that game? The SpongeBob game? Where you could play as, either SpongeBob, Patrick, or Plankton in your own dreams? Remember that game that I showed you guys? They might not, or they just kind of forgot. like that type of game, they could make it so where you change perspectives throughout the story. So you can start off as maybe, let's say maybe you start off as, I don't know, like one of the Deep Cut members. They could do an idea like that where, like, let's say maybe you start off as Shiver or something. And then, as the timeline progresses, then you switch over to the Salmonids and, like, what's happening with them. And then you have missions get done. Then you swap over to Agent 4, who tries to fix the situation. Well, who is taxed to fix the situation. Like, they could do something like that. So kind of like how almost all the storylines in Creature from the Krusty Krab are connected. Where SpongeBob, well, this is spoilers technically, but I don't know if you guys care about spoilers or not about that game. If you do care about spoilers, do let me know in chat before I say anything more. Because that game is about 18 years old, and I don't think you guys can actually find a place to play it or not. But just in general, all the levels lead into the next part of the story. Everything that you do in the previous level affects the story in some way as it all comes back. You're fine with spoilers? Okay. I'm just trying to see if anyone else has an issue with it before I say anything more. Yeah, but just in general, almost all the levels transition to one another. If you did something with one character in their storyline, it transitions into the next one. Not directly, but as time goes on, they transition. So, for example, with SpongeBob's story, you start off in his license thing, doing racing in his driver's world, and then you fall into the belly of the Alaskan bullworm, where you find the plane. Patrick fights the Patrick supervillain inside the city, and when he gets strapped to a rocket, which sends him into space, and then Plankton with the enlargement ray gets enlarged by it, but is chased by that patty. And then after SpongeBob and Patrick are in, whatchamacallit, after he gets back in the house, he gets enlarged again, and he actually becomes giant plankton and destroys the city. And at the same time, that's when SpongeBob gets the plane from the Alaskan bullworm, when he crafts the plane and gets out of there. So also the same time that Patrick comes down from space and drops down into the city. But SpongeBob's story comes first, as you have to fight through the city, avoiding plankton, leading him throughout the city. And then Patrick actually comes down out of space and fights giant plankton on the rooftops at the end of the game, before Hypnotic Highway, where everyone's racing together. Like, that's what I mean, like a somewhat similar story to that, where Deep Cut starts off with, like, presenting the news. The Sam presenting the news or something. Probably you would actually need to start with the Salmonids, actually. So you probably start with the Salmonids first. Their story, what's been going on. And then you would need to switch over to probably Agent 4 or Deep Cut in some way. And then when the Salmonids actually start preparing, like, the first, like, a big run or something, then the cycle keeps going where like as Deep Cut's making a song about like what's happened. It's a song about like, I guess, like a Splatfest idea or something. Like maybe it's connected. Who knows? Maybe Fry gets tired of losing and joins the Salmonids. Who knows? It could work as a plot title. Like, they have all the middle options. So, it could work. Like, Fry gets tired of losing the Splatfest. Big Man goes on his own, trying to make his own music career. And Shiver's like just power hungry for money. They could make a story out of that while that's happening. Although, now that I actually kind of think of it, Fry probably wouldn't be siding with the Salmonids because they don't want their own city destroyed. They'd just be mad that they're losing. So maybe Shiver sides with the Salmonids instead. Who knows? I think that would actually be more realistic since they did want power. So I think Shiver would actually make more sense to join the Salmonids instead of staying in Megapolis. Although both could easily work. So like they defend Megapolis to protect their money or something like that. Like either side could work, I feel. And then, I guess Big Man would be like the part of the Deep Cut character that's playable the most. So, it's Deep Cut, but only Big Man's playable. Like Big Man escaped the city mission, but it's not a platformer this time. Well, no, it could be a platformer, but seeing Big Man jump across the cars and Megapolis would be very crazy. Like I'd love to see Big Man jump across the cars in Megapolis, but I know it's not happening. He could technically do it though. There are planes in the game, so technically maybe Big Man, maybe that could also be a separate story. Big Man takes a big vacation to some island in the middle of nowhere. Maybe we get a Metal Gear Solid type of game where Big Man is sent to Ship Shape after the oil tanker got blown up. Like Big Man could actually be it, or they could make it so where the Salmon story could actually be surrounded around that. Actually, now that I think about it, like imagine Agent 4 having to save ship-shaped cargo from imploding while the Salmonids are attacking. That will be an interesting story, I feel. Like imagine how fun that would be. Like you're saving the oil rig from Salmonids. As Deep Cut give you locations on where the Salmonids are spawning to take the rig. Like that would be a good idea. But I feel like if they were to do that, they couldn't do platforming levels. They'd have to do something. They'd have to do like an open something like what they do with the plaza, but it has to be a gigantic fighting arena. But when you enter buildings, you get a new loading screen. I think that would be cool. Good game. At least that's what I'm thinking anyway. Anyway, you guys could disagree. Excuse me. You guys could disagree if you want to. If you think of it like that. I think it would be a cool idea. I just don't know if they'd actually do it. Like, I guess if I make the meme early enough, then they kind of have to do it. Big man saves the oil rig. Big man for big oil. Or maybe big man just leaves deep cut. He buys up a few oil rigs. And then Agent 4 gets called up to protect the oil rig. The new Mr. Grizz. It could work. And then have Mr. Grizz as like a plot twist in there somewhere. You know, I should probably actually write that. If I can write that and then make some decent art for it, I think we can make it canon. Eventually. The only thing I probably need to work on is drawing, since I don't think I draw too well. But writing is something I can do pretty well. I just need to actually draw everything. I could also use AI, but maybe probably I would save AI for like personal stuff. Unless I need to like screw something up. Like if I need to like make the location of the oil rig. Like, ship shape is like one oil rig out of 20 or something. Now, there is ice in the Splatoon universe. That is interesting to me. Where would the ice be? Like, where could it be? Rather. Because that's hagglefish over there. Like, I think I should do it. I'm still wondering if Ruby's gonna keep their clan. You're gonna keep the Nevermore clan. I gotta ask her. Like, hey, are you gonna be continuing it? Or if she's gonna stop it, because he hasn't really done too much with it recently. The underground ice. They could, like, yeah, they could do, there could be ice underground in Splatoon universe, but I'm thinking if we're having, like, oil rigs, maybe that's, like, maybe that's one section of the story mode, right? Maybe that's, like, the part of the story mode where you have to travel to. Like, you have to travel there if you need to get to, if you need to get resupply. Well, not resupply, but if you need to get to another oil rig without being, like, shot down or caught by salmonage, you need to take the underwater tunnel. The underground tunnel instead of taking the water. Because if you take the water, the salmonage will eat you. Yeah, she'll probably rename it to maybe Octaruby again. I really want her to stay with like one thing though, just so that they're not always changing like all the time. Because they always change, it's gonna be hard to find their channel, as their channel goes by a million different names. Because Octaruby is what you think of them. Or it's what's most recognizable. Not really Kroby or anything. Like, when you think of my channel, like, are you thinking of any other side name? Like I could give myself, or are you thinking like, oh, that's StormCoder, he's online? Like, because I don't usually change my name too often. My username, at least. Because you gotta keep it consistent. And plus, it makes it easier for people to find you, which is what you want. If you want to have, like, a channel that's popular. You think Storm usually? I mean, yeah, it's simpler than saying StormCoder, but if you were to search up the full name, you wouldn't search up Storm. You'd use StormCoder. I think I'm gonna go to sleep now. See ya. Thanks for being here, Ninja Storm. Thanks for being here, man. Enjoy your sleep, and I hope you have a good one. But yeah, you may think like Storm when like you're saying like when you want to talk or like when you're referring to me, but like when you're actually searching up the channel, you don't use Storm, you use StormCoder since it's easier and actually finds the channel. GG. Like that's what I mean. Like. For her, if they keep changing the name of their channel, it's going to be harder for people to find them on YouTube. Ugh. I'll try, but that's rare? Okay. Yeah. Like, that's what I mean, like, for Ruby, you may say Ruby on their channel, but you don't actually search that up. Because you're not gonna find their channel if you just put in Ruby. You have to put in Octaruby. But if they keep changing their name so many times, then the YouTube algorithm will probably will be messed up eventually. Because they're gonna have to figure out, okay, this probably is that old person, but we're not sure, kind of thing. Like, if you usually search StormCoder up on, like, a Google search, you'd probably find pretty much everything. StormCoder World, specifically. That's the one you should probably use more. That way you can actually find everything, like the TikTok account, the Instagram account, the not Facebook, but Instagram account, etc. Stuff like that. Because I believe almost everything I have is under StormCoder World. Like, if you search that up as the admin on, like, just Google it, so you can find pretty much everything. Like, I was kind of trying to get Ruby to just be in the same thing, like the same clan, like mold everything together. That way, if like someone was searching for me, they'd automatically just find her in their recommendations as well. That way, if either one of us did well, the other person also benefited. I'm still gonna try and like get them to mold into the same thing. Like, we do have the website. I have to update it, but we still have that website there. But for now, I would just say, like, until they, like, restore that Nevermore clan, because I don't think they have, because I don't think they probably will anytime soon. They'll probably make it either or just drop the clan thing, because they said by the end of the month if they don't have 400 subs, they'll probably, like, I think take a break from YouTube. It's what she said. If that is actually true, then I think it just kind of makes sense to just drop NM from the name now. But just have it like in the back just in case she wants to switch back to it. Because especially since your phone is down, you can't really make as many posts without the computer. Now, it's not like they go to many places anyway, but without their phone, it's really hard for them to actually make a lot of YouTube posts consistently. Like, I tried to figure out if I can like unlock their device, but it's a super complicated method of doing it, and I don't want to delete any of her data. Like, I thought Find My Google device would actually do it for me, but it didn't do it. Because you have to use Apple-specific iCloud.com to find an iPhone and then do any settings for it. Which I don't know any of theirs. They just have access to my account, so if she wanted to check where I was at any given time, she could do it, but if I needed to like unlock something or wanted to do the same, I couldn't do it. So technically, she could be spying on me right now and I wouldn't even know. Oh, someone disconnected. Ooh, Milky Way. That guy doesn't really have very good internet. I'm gonna be out of ink very soon. I'll actually jump to you because you're in a decent position. Just have to hope you don't die. Yeah, I didn't do well enough. I probably should have stayed back actually, and not have jumped, because if I didn't do that, they wouldn't have been able to catch so much ground. Yeah, if they didn't catch as much, if they didn't catch as much ground, I think we would have won. So, yeah, GG. But yeah, I think like she'll probably either not use her clan anymore, take a break from YouTube, or to try and rebrand it, or join another clan, or join another clan, whether it be I guess going back to edits, the lag clan, or I guess joining mine if she wants to. I'm probably gonna be asleep until like 11 a.m. in the morning. I'll probably be asleep till like 11 a.m. in the morning. So if she does like text me at like 9 or 10 a.m. like she usually does, I will probably miss it again. Like I don't think she knows like my school schedule that well. Like, I think I actually have to tell her, because I'm not always awake at the time. I'm not always either awake or online at the time that she's usually texting me, because she's texting me in the morning. Well, 8 for you on the weekend will be 9 for me. So I'd only be waking up about 2 hours after you would be waking up. 8 a.m. on a weekend is not that bad. That's actually quite decent. To be fair, you'd be getting the same amount of sleep as I would just later in the day. I am a night person, so sleeping late is something I tend to do. Because I'm genetically that way. She is very focused on her sub count. But she wants to become a popular YouTuber, that's the thing. She wants to be that. And it hurts when she doesn't think she'll be there. Like, I want to too, but it's gonna take a while to get there. Like, it's gonna take a while to get to a high number. Because if she knows, like, a way to get, like, more views or something, she usually tries to take it, because, Spot Edits does shorts that don't require too much effort, at least to how Ruby sees it, since they take videos of other people and don't really credit them, and just edit them a bit, and that's how Splatty got a lot of subscribers. Ruby tried to do something similar with edits, but it's not really working. Like, for her community tab, right? Her community tab is better than mine is, usually. Like, my community tab feels dead sometimes, and my streams aren't always super active. But if there is a person on stream, I like that, because then I can talk to somebody. Because then, at least if I can talk to somebody, we can go over stuff. We can go over stuff, and it's easier for people to connect that way. For her, since she's not really, like, when she has to talk, she has to type. Like, I believe she says she could use her voice, but she just doesn't want to. Like, she has to type almost every single response that's needed. She has to type all those responses. GG. So that's already hard, especially when she's in the middle of a game. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, mainly for her goal is to be popular. Like, she wants to be a very popular YouTuber. It's just gonna take time. Or luck. It's really either or. Like, this channel hasn't hit 1K subs yet, and this channel is almost 5 years old. In terms of the amount of content they're putting out. think my mom's bed is asleep right now. Because there's a lot of vibration downstairs. And I don't think that she realizes it. I probably have to go down there. I'm gonna brush my teeth, be right back. Okay. I might have to go downstairs after this match and see what is going on. There's a lot of vibration going on down there. Like, hold on. I'm good at game, but let me check downstairs to see what's happening. So give me a minute here. Let me go downstairs and check what's going on. Alright, I'm back. The vibration noise was, it's the veteran downstairs. He needed to use the bathroom. Let me close the door. But yeah, overall she wants to be more popular. That's her main goal. And that's what she's really hoping for. Now, to be fair, I think she might actually get there. Like, if I could pull up her channel. Like, she's definitely at 375, like, in terms of content. Like, it's not gonna take much more to get her to 400 subs. Also, welcome back. It's not gonna take more. It's not gonna take much more to get her to that sub number. It's not gonna take too much to get her there. Like, she's currently at 375. Holy, I didn't mean to pull this up. But yeah, they make posts occasionally. And so far, the rest of the community tab is apparently dead because, no idea. Community tab should not be dead, but I guess all the other posts got deleted somehow. So interesting, but they mainly want to have a popular channel, is what I would say. So, I guess we could try and build her up there. Because when she does stream, she does get more people who come there to her stream more quickly than they do to mine. Because my streams usually take, by contrast, they usually take a while to fill up. Like, my streams take a bit of time to actually fill up with people. And then later on in the stream, they tend to dissipate. Unless I was streaming at a earlier time than usual, then the end of the stream tends to be when there's the most people. But with how late I'm streaming right now, it's been streaming for about 3 hours. Like this right here, it's quite late. Like, it's quite late. You like small streams better than streams with a lot of people? Yeah, that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I don't feel like there's anything fundamentally wrong with that. Guess just try Slosher. I guess, like, her streams are also more chaotic than mine are. Like, I don't have, super chaotic streams. Like, it may happen occasionally, but usually if you want chaos or anything, like more stuff going on, it's usually on her channel. My channel doesn't have that much going on. It's more mellow. and people are usually like not typing because they're either listening to what I'm saying or they're just lurking most of the time. Like the chat is mostly filled by Nightbot. It's not filled by people. Like Nightbot keeps all the links that are relevant for the channel going. Now to be fair, I could reduce the amount that Nightbot puts in the chat, but simply not a lot of people talk here. Not that many people talk here. If more people did, the Nightbot post messages would be fine, or maybe even a bit inadequate. But like, if there were 20 people on the stream right now. But if there were 20 people on the stream right now instead of 2 people, like Nightbot would actually kind of function. Well, it would make sense at least. Oh yeah, I'm verified now, so I can use the YouTube community tab. I mean, if they give it to you, yeah. I think I got my YouTube community tab in November of 2022. That's when I got mine. I still don't understand why I think Ruby's channel, they made the I identify as the attack helicopter joke. I don't know why they made that joke. I'm still confused by that one. I guess the jokes people tell are very important. At least understanding because what a person may find funny is very useful. What a person may find funny is very useful to like telling, like I guess a story about them. Like if a person finds certain thing funny, they'll probably believe in this thing. At least to me, that's how I would see it. Where the jokes you make and like the stuff made in like how you respond to comments is very telling. I don't think it's like a specific joke that she made, but like I remember like I think it was in her chat where like people were joking about like identifying as attack helicopters or identifying as certain things. I guess things that weren't living or like completely different species of animals. The joke just feels weird to me. But that would have been, I think, a few months ago. I'm gonna sleep now. I have stream practice tomorrow. Good night, Salmon Cloud. Hey, good night, Agent Fork. Thanks for being here. For about I think 3 hours of stream. I was gonna end anyway since it's pretty late. I'll just finish this game and then I'll pack it up. Yeah, this stream's been pretty good. I've streamed for about 3 hours and 21 minutes. I could have squid rolled that. I'll play more of this when I wake up. But yeah, this stream was pretty good. I streamed for about 3 hours and 21 minutes. I feel that's pretty good for me. Alright, so I'm going to end the stream. I'll probably check Discord for like 1 or 2 minutes, and then I'll actually go to sleep because I want to make sure I'm actually up in the morning. Alright, so I'll see everyone probably later. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming early in the morning. Probably not. I'll be probably streaming in the afternoon. Pretty late. So, I'll see you guys then. Thanks you for the good games. Yeah, no problem. Alright. Pete, alright. I guess good night. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but later today.